Welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
And today we are having So Glad We're Friends book club. And I'm very excited.
First meeting of the book club is in session.
We're going to be going over like a bunch of different categories and talking about our favorite books in different genres or situations or things like that. And that way, hopefully, you guys can discover some new books to read. What order should we go in? Should we start with our favorite childhood books?
Yeah.
Like, what did your parents read to you that you loved?
For me, my dad read to me a lot.
Yeah.
Before bed. He had memorized Green Eggs and Ham because he read that book so much.
That's cute.
He also always read. He loved Junie B. Jones, and I loved Junie B. Jones.
Junie B. Jones.
That was in mine.
I want to read those books again because I just remember loving her so much. It was such a good book.
Do you know they freaking banned them from some schools because she promotes bad behavior?
Oh my God.
I put quotes around
She
that.
was those were so good. And Ramona. Did you ever read Ramona?
I didn't fully, I did read those, but I didn't fully ever get into them that much.
Yeah, me either.
They made me feel accomplished. They were like my first big girl books. So I loved getting through it. Really young though, did you guys ever read Bernstein Bears?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Those were good. Rainbow
Do you
Fish?
know the whole thing with Bernstein Bears of the Mandela effect?
No.
That it's
I
not
don't understand.
Steen, it's Berenstain.
But what if everybody was just pronouncing it wrong? And now they're like, well,
I mean, that could be the case.
It's pronounced stain.
But you imagine it EI and it's AI.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Oh my God, I literally wrote it down Bernstein.
That's right.
That's really funny.
Then Rainbow Fish.
Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Yeah.
And that Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Definitely Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh my God, did you guys have book fairs at school?
Yes.
Love
best
those
day
were the
ever.
best week ever.
Yeah.
And looking at new erasers and pencils and bookmarks and all the books. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so great.
Best feeling ever. And you'd have to be like, Mom, I need money for the book fair.
My family always makes fun of my sister because she would always buy snacks with her book fair money. She'd come home and they'd be like, what books did you buy? And she has Cheetos.
Oh my God.
That's really goofy.
I read the back of it.
Yeah, literally. I loved Rainbow Fish. My dad got me a Rainbow Fish stuffed animal too.
Oh, cute. Yeah, that fish is a cutie.
Also, what's the one? Oh, Goodnight Moon.
Goodnight Moon.
My mom would always read that to me.
I also love If a Mouse Ate Your Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yes.
Ate a cookie.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
If you give a mouse a cookie, there we go.
And if you give a
pig a pancake.
Yes.
Yeah.
My sister also really loved this book called I Was So Mad. And it was this little, I think it was a porcupine character. And she would read it and she would be like, I was so mad. I don't know. It was cute. It was just this really little character talking about why he was so mad or something.
There is one thing I wanted to mention too is my third grade teacher read was it Little House on the Prairie? Laura Ingalls Wilde?
Yeah. Your third grade teacher?
Yes. So we would read a lot of those books. And however she read them, was so good at it that we were all very enthralled in it.
Wow.
And she
I
would
love
read
that.
it for the whole class, and we would sometimes I think we would take turns reading, but she would read a lot for us and we would follow along, and then she would do fun things that coincide with it. We made butter and made
I love
butter.
that.
That is so cute.
The old-fashioned way.
Wow.
That's when but one of those things, I had a really hard time concentrating, and of course I had ADD, but it was undiagnosed at the time. And so I would get in trouble sometimes and have to sit outside the classroom because I was distracting other people. But yeah, I really enjoyed the teachers that were like really good at like putting the voices on and like putting
Yeah.
in the character and like reading very enthusiastically and dramatically.
That is so
Yeah.
They
cute.
made like the best.
Was Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, is that what you just said?
One of them, yeah.
Is that the one where the fruit is like off the trees or something, and then it's like the coconuts bouncing, and then it's like
I like
chicka
kind
chicka
of
boom
forget.
boom? I feel like I really liked that one. Yeah, and the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Did you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Curious George. Loved Curious George.
Oh yeah. I forgot about him.
Chapter books, like once I started getting like the kids chapter books, Magic Tree House was my favorite.
Oh,
besides
yeah.
Junie B. Jones. I loved Magic Tree House.
I think Ramona was like one of the first ones that I was just like getting into. I really didn't actually like reading until I was like a little bit older though.
Well, you know how
Probably
the
'cause you
book
had
said like,
ADHD.
yeah, probably. Like how they'd have like the grade level on the book. Like each book would say like 1 or 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah. Then like I remember Frindle. Did you guys ever read that book? That was like one that I was like kind of interested in. I remember just like, okay, I read it, like good for me. Because we like would always have like reading time. Like you would have to like read a book.
Like in school.
Yeah.
I love that. Like the cozy feeling of like the lights turned down a little bit. There's like bean bags or like little cushions placed around the room, and like you're all just sitting separately reading.
We had one teacher that had a clawfoot bathtub and put pillows inside it.
That is so cute.
You would like get to like put your name in like a drawing to like get selected for it.
I loved those parts about school too, like being picked to be like do the special thing, or like being the student of the week, or like having show and tell.
Yeah.
I loved being student of the week.
Me too.
Or line leader. Loved being line leader.
The small joys that we lose as we become adults.
That'd be hard though to like as the teacher, like how do they even decide that? And then like making sure that every kid gets student of the week at some point, but like not too many times and everything. Because there's a lot of freaking weeks in a year.
Yeah, but you don't go to school all the weeks of the year.
Well, like of the school year, I mean.
Yeah. I'm sure they are very well documented and they keep track of that stuff.
Yeah, like now we only get like employee of the month, and we don't get that.
No,
I know.
We're employee of the month every year.
Month.
We should do employee of the month within the podcast, and then it just rotates every 3 months.
You get to do show and tell this week.
Give each other little gifts.
There was one that I read, a chapter book. It was like about a mouse. I want to say it was like Gustavo or something. Goose something. I hope somebody will know what I'm talking about. But that one was really good. It was like a mouse that went on a bunch of adventures, and
I don't know if I
it
knew that
was
one.
cute.
That is funny.
My dad also read us Narnia and Harry Potter.
Same.
Yeah, my dad did too. The Harry Potter.
My parents waited for Harry Potter, I think, till a good time. Like I mostly read it on my own once I was of age. But
yeah, my little sister used to try to fall asleep really quickly before my dad would start reading it because it scared her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we shared a bedroom and he would just read.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Some of the books like I read when I was in middle school and high school though were The Click.
Oh my god, yes!
Oh, you remember that?
Holy shit, series? I forgot. I loved those books so much.
My friend, that's like it's like about boarding school, right? Like
yeah, that feels like a distant memory. And I wanted to go to boarding school so bad.
My friend literally wanted to go, and she found a boarding school for high school and like went to boarding school. Like kind of inspired by the books. Yeah.
Oh
and she got a scholarship. Like she made it happen. Like
wow.
She applied, got a scholarship. Like
because I was gonna say, I bet that's so expensive.
Yeah.
To go to boarding school.
Yeah. But she was like, I'm
really
doing
cool.
it. And I was like,
that is so cool.
Oh, okay.
Especially with Zoe 101 and stuff. Like I was like, can I go away for high school? Like this seems so cool.
Yeah. There was another boarding school series though that was like
the
older
It Girl
girls
or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It Girl, I think.
Oh, I would be so happy
the covers were black and white. but it had like colored text.
There was also one with a boarding school, but they were like witches or something.
This was like just rich girl like boarding school, and I like
Gossip Girl.
loved it. Yeah, like I don't know if it's the It Girl. There's a new book. Oh my god, that was like I lived for those books.
Oh, the It Girl is based. That's what Gossip Girl is based on.
Oh really?
The book that I'm thinking of. This is the cover.
Oh,
I don't remember if this is the one. I'll have to like read the little descriptions. But there was one, yeah, that like there's sometimes like bad things that happened at the boarding school, like all of that stuff. A-List was another series I loved, which was like definitely like a little bit older, but I like loved reading about it, and because they would like go out for drinks or like date guys and like all of that stuff, and I was like, wow.
Would you guys read like in elementary school and middle school, like at night before bed to yourself, or like how often were you reading? Like I feel like I would read at like lunch sometimes at school, or like if there was like a silent period or something.
I think I read mostly like at night by myself. Not in elementary school as much, but in like middle school and high school.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think like in high school, because I read Twilight and things like that. I would
Yeah.
randomly read books, but I wasn't like I always needed a book to read every night.
Like what would your
So
family
had of the
do at
traveling
night?
pants too.
Oh yes.
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
Like
my
would you
dad
guys
always
watch
read to
TV
us.
mostly together, or like
Yeah.
Not
Same.
really.
Oh.
Sometimes. It depended on like the night.
We would definitely have, because like shows would be on certain days and stuff, so we'd be like, it's
Yes.
blah 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 night,
Like Desperate
Yeah.
Housewives and
Yes.
Grey's Anatomy night, or like Survivor night.
Mhm.
Stuff like
I love
Biggest
Grey's
Loser
Anatomy.
while we eat our Taco Bell.
Did you guys read a lot of Sarah Dessen in like middle school, high school?
Who's that? What does she write?
I'll have to look up her books. I read like all of her books in middle school and high school.
I don't think I've heard of her. Did you read Nancy Drew?
No.
Really?
Along for the Ride, Just Listen, Once and for All, Lock and Key.
Oh, I've heard of Lock and Key, I feel like.
That's Somewhere, Someone Like You.
Oh, you know what
Happened
I
to
had?
Dubai.
Nicholas Sparks. I had a Nicholas Sparks phase in high school.
That is gonna be under my favorite romance category. I think by far, more than Colleen Hoover, more than anyone, Nicholas Sparks is the best romance writer. I mean, so many are great.
That's so interesting. I actually cannot say for certain if I've ever read a Nicholas Sparks book.
The last song.
Gosh, like the last song is so good. Safe Haven is really good.
I don't think I've read any.
The Notebook is obviously incredible. They're all so good.
I feel like I need to read these now and see if they hold up, you know?
Yeah, this is also true. I haven't read them since high school, so like maybe they aren't as good, but I remember them being so good. And then also those were like the movies would always be almost as good as the book, or like they'd be great quality movies too.
Oh, the last song was so good.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever read any of his books. I'll have to try one at least.
You should. I think you'd like it. And then like it's fun to watch the movie afterwards.
Yeah.
The last song is so amazing. And like Miley and Liam's chemistry in the movie is like outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. The book was so good though. I sobbed reading it.
Also in high school and middle school, John Green's books were I was obsessed with all of John Green's books.
Let me see John Green.
Looking for Alaska, Fault in Our Stars, Abundance of Catherines. What were the other ones? So many. I loved all of them.
I think I read Paper Towns.
Paper Towns.
Yeah, Paper Towns.
And going to the Fault in Our Stars premiere was like so exciting after reading it. Like we went to the movies.
Yeah.
What are your favorite series?
I don't really love series because currently I'm like I need to read all the books that I can. And so like being stuck on a series for a long time gives me anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But Twilight changed my life. Like that has to be my favorite series.
Yeah, I think
Because
that
I
one
would just listen to that book over and over and over again. Like,
But do you think that Twilight was so good because you would like read a book and have to wait so long for the next one to come out?
I didn't get into it until like Breaking Dawn even came out, I think. So
Okay.
I could read all of them back to back.
Yeah. That's what I found myself like not really liking right now for most series, is that the second and third books of a series are not very like, there's not as much to them, you know?
I know.
They're like, why what are we writing about?
Yeah, it's like just because the other book was a hit, they're like, "Oh, let's make a follow-up book," but it's like
It's never the
no.
same.
It's interesting
I
though,
think
because I used
series
to love series. Like I would love being like stuck in a series. And you're
Me
right, now I'm
too.
like I would feel stuck and feel like I can't move on to these other books that I want to read or something.
I don't think I don't have you finished Good Girl's Guide to Murder series?
No,
Oh
I
my
didn't
god,
finish
yes.
it.
That was so hard.
I bought all of them like initially. I was like, fuck, I don't actually think I want to read these anymore.
I think series are only actually good when it's like a fantasy novel.
Yeah.
Like
You're probably right.
Hunger Games, Twilight, and now A Court of Thorns and Roses. Like
obviously Harry Potter. That's
those
my
types
favorite.
of world building. Yeah, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
The world building, and there's so much going on. But when it's like just like a
Yeah.
normal person, it's like, okay, we've had enough of this. Like
You know
she can't
sometimes-
solve a murder every fucking year when she's in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
But what's maybe interesting too is like Twilight and some of those books, maybe they're written knowing there's a series, where maybe some of these other series that get written, they're like, oh, this was a hit,
That's
so I should write
very
the
true.
next book. So they've kind of
Mhm.
like wrapped things up or like finished them where there's not like drama and suspense for the next ones.
Yeah.
That is so true. Yeah, definitely my version of Twilight is Harry Potter. I also love Twilight, but I was more on the Harry Potter side and it was my entire life.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. Another series I really like is The Program, as like a dystopian fantasy type book. It's really, really good. It's about like people start to commit suicide in this town and they're trying to figure out why that's happening and stop it. So they start the program and basically they take away people's memories and like put them in this program, and then when they come back they like don't recall any of their lives or their friends or their boyfriends or anything. And it's like a long series about all of that. It's very dystopian and like cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I read all of those like at the beginning of the pandemic, I think.
What about favorite book turned into a movie or show?
I think my favorite that's the most accurate is Luckiest Girl Alive, or like the one where I enjoyed the movie as much as the book. Yeah.
I need to finish that. I started that movie but didn't finish it.
What's yours, Steph?
What is yours?
Well, let everyone say it together if you're listening.
Could it be Daisy Jones and the Six?
Probably. Yeah, obviously like I was obsessed with Twilight, but like obviously Twilight isn't actually that good, whereas like Daisy Jones and the Six is Emmy nomination level good.
Do you feel at this point that you like the show or the book better if you had to choose one?
The show.
That's interesting.
I like that the book can like supplement the show because like there's more said, I think, sometimes. But like I get obsessed with I like the experience of I like the art form of cinema.
Yeah.
Like I like seeing the world building, and I love seeing the actors act, and I love the music and the way that things are shot. Those are the things that like make me obsessed. And then having a book to also like learn more about that world is
and
just
like see
the
it come to
bonus
life
that gets me more obsessed with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day on YouTube, I was watching a Daisy Jones. It was like a 30-minute fucking video comparing the truth of What the fuck? What's the band? I'm blanking.
Daisy Jones and the Six?
No, the real one.
Oh, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, of Fleetwood Mac and of Daisy Jones, and comparing like what was actually real versus not. And I was like, oh no, this is when I start getting into something, when I'm watching YouTube videos.
I always freaking forget that Stevie Nicks is from Arizona.
She is? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
She
either.
lives in Scottsdale, I think. My friend Ashlyn met her at the mall one time.
What?
Really?
And I like think Stevie Nicks is this like goddess. Like
Literally.
she's an icon. But she's from here.
You should go try and find her.
Yeah.
That's really
She's on tour, I
crazy.
think. I know.
I really like Tell Me Lies as the TV show.
I couldn't get into that show.
I didn't finish that show.
Me either.
I wanted to.
It was very dark, and I think maybe I wasn't in the mood for something very dark. It felt very dark.
I did like a binge of like, it was done in like 2 days. And then I had to read the book to know what happened.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I would like the book more.
Wait, what's that Reese Witherspoon book to show that we all watched?
Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh,
yeah.
Big
Little Lies.
Yeah. And Little Fires Everywhere. She was also in. That was a really good show too.
Yeah, I was really sad.
I bought that book and I couldn't read the book.
I know. I think I downloaded a sample of Big Little Lies. And I've also downloaded a sample of Little Fires Everywhere.
Yeah.
I wish we could watch these new ones that are coming out together.
The Taylor
ones. Yeah, like
Reid ones.
Yeah, or Colleen Hoover's or anything. Like, it'd be fun to watch them together.
It would be. They're not coming out for a while though, right?
I don't think so. I think something's supposed to come out this year.
Probably not anymore.
Nothing is now because
nothing. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's so crazy. And people talk about like with the strike, like we won't feel the effects until like October, and then we'll be like, oh wait, there's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
The last writer's strike was only like 100 days, and we're already past that now. Really? It's like makes me so angry. Daisy Jones and the Six was gonna do a mini tour, and they had to cancel it because of the fucking writer's strike.
No way.
Like, it's ruining my life.
Do you think that they would do it again, like, if things get corrected?
The creators say that they still would like to, but, like, the longer it drags on, it's like...
Yeah. It's like losing the hype and momentum.
Scary, yeah. I'm hoping that since the Emmys are now in January, that, like, it'll revamp the hype or something, and...
Oh, they fully moved the Emmys?
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy. Do they think they plan on things being resolved by January then?
God, I fucking hope so. That would be ridiculous if it wasn't.
I heard on a podcast that they said like after summer it would probably settle because people will be like back from vacation, like all the higher ups and stuff, and more ready to get like to figure things out.
I hope so.
Okay, we can work together now.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm back from the Hamptons.
Yeah.
What about favorite mystery thriller?
It's hard because like I have, you know, when we think about books, like I have like my first stage of life where like middle school and high school things and like beginning of college, and then like re-entering our reading era in the last 2 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys remember Girl on the Train?
Yes. I think Gone Girl or Girl on the Train is like probably Gone Girl's my favorite.
Really?
I love Gillian Flynn's novels. I want to read them again. But she wrote Gone Girl, Dark Places, and Sharp Objects. And I remember those books being so freaking good. Like, I could not stop reading them.
Really good. That's another good movie from a book is Gone Girl. I love that movie.
Are they disturbing?
A little. But like I don't like reading any thrillers type things like Frida McFadden. I don't read those before bed. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't think Frida McFadden is really that disturbing. That's kind of what I like about her novels, because like they're in first person, and like I feel comfortable being in that perspective as the first person most of the time. Like they live cushy lives, and they're like you know, there's something underlying going on, but like it's not like they're in
it's not
danger or anything.
disturbing. It's like just like,
Yeah.
oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I think I liked. Would you call Verity a thriller mystery? I
sure.
loved Verity, and I also loved Can't Look Away and Never Lie.
I'm trying to decide
I don't
now
know
if I should
Can't
read
Look
Never
Away
Lie.
would really be.
I know, but it's very like suspense. I guess
There's a
it's
twist.
suspense.
Yeah, and there's that one character that's like,
Yeah,
maybe
that's more
honestly what the
suspense.
genre would be. Yeah,
I definitely think
and
there's
it's
a
like
difference between like
romance.
thriller and mystery versus suspense.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read any of like Stephen King's books?
No.
I tried to read it, but I
Same.
couldn't get into it.
Same. I think I read like a few chapters
Yeah.
a long time ago.
And that book is like a fucking
all of his books
encyclopedia.
are really big. Like it's very
Yeah.
intimidating. I also noticed, because I made that video of what Cameron has read this year versus me, and I've only read girl authors and he's only read boy authors.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh, really?
oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Like I don't read a lot of boy authors anymore.
Yeah, I
lately.
prefer female perspective authors for sure.
But then like, why is Nicholas Sparks so good at writing romance? He must be a good husband.
That was before we got woke.
That's true. Maybe they're not even good.
Like, yeah, maybe they're very sexist.
I would be so curious.
Did you guys read, what were those like Lemony Snicket books as a kid?
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know how
What was it?
those.
Let me look. Oh my god, I love those.
Series of unfortunate
events.
events.
Yeah.
My sister loved those.
Those were good.
That show did not like. That's a scary show.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't think it was that scary.
I'm really, I get scared easily by shows and movies. Like if a horror movie preview comes on while I'm watching something happy, I'm like, why is this happening right now? Like it's ruining my night.
Yeah. Favorite romance?
I think The Last Song. Or Fault in Our Stars, if like that counts as a romance, probably then. It's so funny. I like want to go back now and kind of read them and be like, are these actually good books?
Yeah, because like now I rarely get like so obsessed with a romantic storyline.
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of bittersweet element or like what is it when they shouldn't be in love type of thing.
That's what I was gonna ask what your favorite romance trope is.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to think of too. I love an enemies to lovers.
I do too. Or I love a friends to lovers.
Yes, I love a friends to lovers too. That's like
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like for romance, I really like Emily Henry and Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like
I love Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Evelyn Hugo count as a romance?
That's what my type of romance is.
Yeah. Did you guys read romantic comedy? I think Dev, you read it, right?
Dev read it.
I bought it.
Oh,
you haven't read it yet.
What is romantic comedy?
It's like kind of the SNL one.
Yeah, it was okay.
But I loved it. It's in my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, it's on my bookshelf.
See, like, okay, so I don't get like obsessed with a relationship unless it's like they are forbidden love and, you know, there's so many elements against them where they shouldn't be together or they can't be together and they literally can't end up together because life sucks and life is hard and it's bittersweet. Like that's why the only like romance storylines that I've been obsessed with is Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six, and they're both like tragic.
Yeah, that's
like really interesting. Tragic. Like I wonder why and how that ties into your own love life.
I know.
But it's like so it's like the bittersweetness and the realisticness.
The more like cheesy the romance and like the more like I can like feel my heart fluttering. Like I love that type of romance.
I love the good banter, like when they go back and forth and they're like flirting nicely and not in a cheesy way.
Nora goes.
My heart's fluttering when they are. My heart's fluttering when they are angry at each other and they can't be together, and then they have a moment where they actually confess how they feel, but they also mostly show how they feel. Like they can't say it to each other because
Like
they're
Summer
either
I
lying
Turned
to
Pretty
themselves or
too.
lying to someone else. But like when they look at each other, it's like, oh my God, that's when I'm like, ah.
Should I read Nora Goes Off Script? It's in my want, and I like
Yeah.
keep deciding. I don't know if I should read Never Lie or Nora Goes Off Script. Like those are the two I'm choosing
I
between.
love Annabelle Monaghan as the author, and she also wrote Same Time Next Summer. That you might like a Same Time Next Summer. It's not as like heart-wrenching, but it's like this forbidden love.
Is Nora Goes Off Script heart-wrenching?
No, not really. There's like an enemies to lovers trope with it though. And it's a very short book, and it's just
Wait,
like,
what'd you say it was called?
which Same Time Next Summer is like a little more heart-wrenching. And then
Okay.
Nora Goes Off Script is the one that's like cute and cuddly, but enemies to lovers.
I think
I also like enemies to lovers. I love when like I was watching Twilight again for the first time and I was like, oh shit, like I have a type, because at first Edward is like so angry at Bella and he's like, I can't be around you because I am so obsessed with you and we're forbidden. And I was like, wait, this is like exactly Billy and Daisy. I was like, okay, obviously I have some type of
And in real
thing.
life, you don't like when people are nice to you or like you right away, and you're like, that puts you off more.
Yep.
That's really
Okay,
funny.
so we need someone to hate on you. Oh, also, while I was going through the Google form for our Q&A last week, there was 2 guys who applied after the fact into our Google form to date you.
Oh, oops.
So we can revisit those.
Should I do like a surprise date for you when you're here?
No.
Like, hey, let's
Oh
go
my
hang
God.
out, and then it's
A
really
double date.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
She'll just be like, just one of Joe's friends. He just was not busy today. He wanted to come out to lunch with us. It's not a double date or anything.
No.
Definitely not.
That's so funny. What is your favorite spicy book?
I love Wall Street Titan. It's so good.
I've never even heard of that.
It was like a whole like billionaire, like rich guy, like meets girl who is just like a normal everyday life girl.
I don't love those where the guy's like rich
it.
and then the girl like is the assistant.
I don't
And the
think
guy has all the power.
I don't know. Maybe I like it because I'm alpha and I like reading.
Yeah.
Opposite.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Did you guys ever read Red, White, and Royal Blue? That gay love story? I haven't read it, but they just came out with the movie on Amazon Prime, and my brother watched it and he read it, and he never reads anything. So I've heard that one is good and has a good level of spiciness, and it's a gay couple, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's about like a English prince or something, and then he falls in love with like the US president's son or something like that.
Sounds cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, it does.
That's why I couldn't read. I like saw that title somewhere and I was like,
yeah, that's why I never picked it, like, because the title. My favorite is definitely the After series because it's based on Harry Styles, and the whole book is just, I was just envisioning Harry Styles the whole time. And also it's very much that thing of like most of the whole series, they're not good together. They're not supposed to be together. They're fighting back and forth. They break up all the time. Yeah.
So that's what also I really like is like, you know, draw it out for as long as possible before they can get together. Like,
yeah. Very end of the
build
book.
Build up the anticipation.
Yeah. I like that, but then I don't like if there's no romance in between. Like I like when they start to, and then like maybe they'll hook up once and then they'll be like, no, we can't. Like I hate when that, like they don't kiss till the end of the book. I'm like, come on now.
Give me a little something.
Also, isn't it everyone's favorite trope is like when you go to an inn and there's only one bed?
Yeah. That happens so often. That's really funny. What about favorite author? I feel like this is so hard. You know, Lisa Myers did that video, and she was like, you know, when someone asks you what your favorite movie is, they're not like asking you for like
Yeah.
a breakdown of your life story. And I was like, they're just like try to connect with you. I was like, oh my God, I've never been able to take that question like that before.
Yeah, like just say the first thing that comes to your mind. You don't need to like go through every movie you've ever watched and
No.
inspect it. That's so funny.
That was so relatable.
I want to say J.K. Rowling of like I don't think that there's a better world builder and all the details that she puts in and all the planning ahead and foreshadowing that happens. Like I've never experienced writing better than that, I think.
Yeah.
But currently probably Taylor Jenkins Reid of like current books.
The reason I love Taylor Jenkins Reid is because she has like versatility in her writing, where like half of her books were like the Carrie Rising or whatever, Carrie Soto Rising, like Daisy Jones and the Six
Malibu
style.
Rising.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
nonfiction.
Malibu Rising. And then
Daisy
the love
Jones and the
stories-
Carrie Soto Rising.
With 7 husbands.
Hugo. Yeah.
7 Husbands Rising. But then like her love stories are not like typical love stories. They're very
Yes.
like different. And so I
They're
like
very
her.
me.
Yeah, I loved One
Like
True
they're
Loves.
complicated and real.
Yeah, like I like how it's situations that are that they're not like the typical romance tropes or like cheesy situations.
Yeah, they're
all
not
very
cheesy.
different.
Yeah.
And her female characters are very well-rounded. Like they're very real and
Yeah.
complex and complicated. I love all of her female characters.
Mhm.
Like,
I
I mean, like
also-
Daisy Jones and the Six having Camilla and Daisy.
Yeah.
They're both such amazing women. They're so very different and they never hate each other when they should, you know? I just love.
I like how she also always includes like other friends or something, like you're saying, like multiple girls. Like it's never just the one in the romance. Like there's always like a good supporting character that also has depth.
Yeah. Or like Evelyn. Like you don't know if you should hate her or
I
love her and you end
know.
up loving her, but she's also done so many shitty things in her life.
Yeah.
And it's just so good.
It's so good.
I agree.
I love it.
Do you think that you'll reread any of these books? Like, I feel like a lot of the times we say, like, oh, I want to reread that, or like Twilight, or all of these things, and then we never actually do reread them. Like, is there a book
there's
that
so
you
many
want
books
to?
I need to read.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so
I
hard.
think I would go back and read some of the Taylor Jenkins Reid ones.
Really, because that's like a recent one.
Yeah, but now it's almost like 6+ months.
Yeah.
I would reread Evelyn Hugo. I love that book.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to it. I'm
Yeah.
curious, like with any of these books that I want to reread too, is like, could I pick up something different from the book? Just reading it for a second time. I'm not sure about like rereading thrillers though, you know?
I kind of want to reread Dark Places by Gillian Flynn just because I remember it being so good and I want to see if
that's like a
long
that's
time.
a while ago. So I feel like
Yeah,
you
a long
probably
time ago.
read it like the first time.
The thing about mysteries too, when you reread them or like watching shows and stuff, is like it's cool to see what parts you missed out on that were foreshadowing or something.
Yeah,
that's so true.
That's cool
I
too.
forgot about that.
I don't know. I always say I want to reread Harry Potter. I feel like it would be cool to read as an adult and see what else we get out of it.
Yeah,
so there's so many like life lesson things in it.
Yeah, I need to read Harry Potter.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not on the top of my list to read again.
Did you guys read The Catcher in the Rye?
No.
That's like one of my favorite, like of like the classic books or like the I
feel like I read the dumbest classic books in high school. Like the curriculum was so dumb.
I don't know. I think I just read like Shakespeare.
Ew.
That's it?
But that was because I mean, I doubt that I don't know.
We read The Alchemist for school and I hated that book.
Never read it.
But Catcher in the Rye I just read for like fun. I remember my mom liked it, so I was like, I want to read it. The Great Gatsby also. I'm like looking through my Goodreads.
I didn't read that.
I didn't
Oh
read
my
that
god,
either.
The Great Gatsby is so good. I read it after the movie came out because it was so like. Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
Like just the sets and everything in that world and like
Yeah.
the 20s, like it was, and the music, like Lana Del Rey and like everything. It was so good. And the
Yeah.
book is just as good. It's like, I love it. It's like fully puts you in a different world.
Yeah. I need to read that.
So many options. I think I have like 5 books in progress on Goodreads right now because I haven't been able to like get into any of them. I hate that.
The Lovely Bones. I forgot about that one as a good mystery or thriller
Oh, I
type
think
thing.
I read that after the movie came out. I think I read it.
Yeah, a lot of my middle school and high school things were like a movie would come out and then I'd be like, oh, I want to read that. And then I'd read it and then see the movie or vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same.
a really good like forbidden love that I think you would like is the Sunrise Cove Inn.
I haven't heard
The
of that
what?
one.
The Sunrise Cove Inn.
Is there one bed?
I think there might be a situation. Like
Oh my god.
but it's very much like forbidden love. The whole book. I wasn't like super convinced on it, but then I like read it one day. I was like, oh my god, this is the best book ever.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be stuck on the ACOTAR series for a while now.
Yeah. When you're done.
Are you like fully invested? Like, I just feel like I need
Yeah.
to either decide to fully invest myself or like not, because it's like what you're saying about a series. Like, I feel like I'll be stuck in it and it'll take it
But
a while.
it's so good that it's okay.
Okay.
It's like, you know, the whole gut relationship, is this relationship right for me thing. Like, if it's right, then you're not going to worry about straying.
True.
It's the same with the book series.
Okay, I think what makes me not love it is like I don't picture those boys as being like hot. Like I'm imagining Beauty and the Beast, and I feel like I need to imagine the, how do you even say it? Fairy? How do you say it?
I say fairy.
Okay, that's why I don't know if it's just fairy or favory. I don't know what it is, but like I
Isn't
don't
it
picture
hard to
them.
switch the picture in your mind that you've like put though for a character?
Yes,
I find it really hard to like imagine somebody different if I already have a picture for them.
Yeah.
and I feel like everyone must be imagining them as being hot. Obviously,
Yeah, I
You
imagine them as being
hot?
what do you imagine? Like, what do they look like in your head? Like a human with other features?
Just like a
more?
really hot human.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll
What
just
are they
I don't
mixed
think
with?
they
rewind my
really
brain.
have other features unless they like bring them
Change.
out.
So, but when they do change, that's when I imagine like Beauty and the Beast, like a full beast type thing. And maybe that's just not incorrect.
I imagine like Jacob turning into a wolf
Okay.
type of thing.
Oh, okay. If I think of it like that, that's better.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to have sex with him while he's the wolf.
No.
Okay.
Does he change? Can he like change people?
He changes.
He shapeshifts into a wolf thing.
Oh.
One of the guys does.
Give me a little more. Give me something else.
It's like when I went into the book, I didn't even know what it was about.
Was that better?
But I guess so. It's like they live in this land where mortal people live on one side of the wall, and then the other side of the wall is like fairies, and they're like immortal. Is like kind of like vampires, but they're not vampires, you know, like they all have like powers and they live forever and blah blah blah. And the mortal girl kills a fairy, and so because of that she has to go live at this palace with one of the fairies, and she's being forced to live there, and it's like a beautiful land, and then with scary creatures and stuff, and then she ends up like falling in love.
See, I'm at the part in the beginning.
There's crazy shit happening at the end too.
I'm at the part where she's like in the house and they're like starting to flirt and like going off on the hunting things.
Yeah.
That's about where I am.
I'll download a sample.
I think I need to because I only had the physical book. So I think reading it on Kindle now, I'd like that a lot better. I think.
Yeah. The sample on Kindle is really long.
I love that.
So like by the time I finished it, I was like,
you were hooked.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like it's a lot that then there's others. I don't fully understand that. Like there's separate series. Like I know people
the
read
next book
another
is just to
series.
continue it. Oh, the Fourth Wing or something?
Yeah. And I like
that's
didn't
by
understand.
a different author.
Okay.
It's just a different fantasy novel that's popular, I guess.
Do you
I
have
thought
to
it
know
was
what
like the
series
same
it is?
world as that.
I don't think it is, but
That
I don't
makes
know.
sense. What'd you say, Brent?
I'm looking at the map of the worlds.
Did you guys ever read Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver?
I don't think so.
That is a really good one. It's about like a girl in high school and she dies in a car accident and then she like gets to relive that last day like multiple times over and over again and change little things. It's very good too. And that's also a movie
I love that.
with a good soundtrack. Do you guys allow your Goodreads, like is it public?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do you still have to accept everyone as friends? Because that's what I didn't.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. So you just go and accept everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to follow us on Goodreads then so you can see
I
all
try and
the
keep
books
mine
that
up to
we're
date.
reading. I try to keep mine up to date too. I don't know. My username's just Maggie Emery, I think. I don't. Yeah,
Mine
it just
is
says
linked
Maggie
in
Emery.
my books highlight.
Oh, slay.
But my rating system is like if it's a good book, it's a 4 or 5. And then if it's in my favorites, it's my favorite book.
Yeah, we have different rating scales. If me and Devin give a 4, it was a really fucking good book. If it's a 5, that's like
Life-changing,
Twilight or
best
Harry
book
Potter.
ever.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
about 3s.
Okay, well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope you got some book ideas or some nostalgic feelings thinking about our childhood books. It was so cool too, having my nephews of like going back and getting all those picture books and stuff, like and rereading all of those. It's so
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely want to hear what people's like childhood books were next week.
Yeah. And just book recommendations in general. So make sure you go
We should
join
do
our
2 separate
Facebook
ones.
group. Yeah. Okay, so go join our Facebook community, link in our Instagram bio, and go let us know what your favorite books are so we can find some more things to read. But we'll
add to our to be read list.
Yes, add to our
so many.
want to read. I know my want to read is like 10 books plus. Yeah. It's a lot. Okay, well, make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok. Leave us a rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.